All right, I want to welcome you to TNG Classes. This is actually session number 2. I'll try to title it when I go back into it. I just thought about that right now. But I want to welcome you. Our first session was really like an introduction, and it was something that I kind of had to lay down first so that from here on out, I can really just jump right into topics and any questions that you have about TNG Classes and what we're doing here. Please reference session number 1. With that, you guys, let's continue to move forward. All right, so what you're looking at right now is the members area for the 1MLM system. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to just navigate into GDI, which is actually on our $10 level. Okay. And for those of you who have signed up with GDI, this is really the easiest way for you to figure out how to sign in to your account. We've put all of the information right here in the 1MLM system. So let's click here to get logged into the account. Okay. All right. So one of the things, again, that we really like about GDI is the fact that it's been around for as long as it's been around. And there's a lot of actual value inside this program. You're actually looking at the members area for GDI. Now, again, we're really here to talk about the blog, right? That's really what we're talking about here in the TNG classes right now. And so I want to kind of show you where to set that up. So there's a lot of stuff to look at when you get in here. And if you're a member, of course, hopefully you've already browsed around and you've looked around. But I want to bring your attention to this area of the panel on the side called domains. Okay. Go ahead and click on domains there. Okay. Now, inside of the domains area, you're able to really set up and create your domain. All right. Now you get one free, or free necessarily, with your $10 a month. This is what you're paying for your .ws domain, which is pretty much their own domain, and it allows you to really start positioning other people with this platform. And to really start generating an income from the organization that you put in. But on top of that, again, we want to also look at the other value that GDI presents each and every single one of us, and that is really and truly found in the blog. But the first thing you want to do is you want to set up your domain. Okay, before we get to the blog, let's set up the domain. As you can see, you can also add additional domains. You can pay for additional domains. You can register stuff through here. They are a registry. So please understand that, for those that are a little more advanced, they have tons of information here. So there's really no way that you can't figure out how to use this stuff unless you're just not trying, right? So let's look at build your website, and I'm slowly moving down towards the actually build your website is not going to work for me because I'm actually forwarding my domain. So there's nothing, long story short, there's no need for that. However, that being said, the way that we recommend going about using GDI, we really don't recommend building your own website. We really do recommend setting up URL forwarding. And if you're working with the group, of course, our top networkers group.ws, that points to the 1MLM system. You naturally can and should set your URL to forward to one of our sites as well. Now, again, of course, if you decide to do otherwise, then that is, of course, you deciding to go your own direction. And as a disclaimer, we take no responsibility for anyone who's not following our steps and our advice. With that, let's get right to where it says WordPress and more. Some of the things that excuse me, that GDI includes with that $10 is a WordPress. Oh, allergies, excuse me. A WordPress and a PHP BB forum. Excuse me. For the purposes of time and brevity and whatnot, I'm only going to really talk about the GDI blog here for now, but you see it's pretty easy to turn these on or off. They also offer a gallery from Coppermine, which is a very good gallery and may have use for some of you depending on what it is you're trying to do. And then there's Drupal, which is an interesting CMS. Again, some of this might be a little more advanced. And when we're talking about network marketers and people getting into network marketing, for the most part, we're talking about people who have no real training in any of this stuff, right? Like if you're watching this right now, you might be feeling a little lost and or you might be feeling a little bored because it's like, what's all this information and when's it going to get to the point and when's it going to show me how to make money? And one of the funny things about making money is it's a boring process. It's about you taking in information. It's about you learning stuff. It's about you learning skills, right? There's no overnight success. It's going to take you time because you have to learn stuff, right? So don't log into GDI, see all this stuff and get overwhelmed and think, oh, I have to learn stuff and then be mad about it because you're not going to make money right away. Instead, log in and take in all of what you have to learn and get started, right? So if you're watching this class right now, I want you to take a moment to congratulate yourself because at least you're starting, right? One moment. So the GDI blog. Now, I just called mine GDI blog. Of course, you really could have named yours anything. I decided to name mine GDI blog just simply so I could remember it. And just here in the other window here, this is an example of a GDI blog. This is my GDI blog here. Let's check something real quick. Okay, we're good. And as you can see, it's like any other WordPress blog. It really allows you to customize it, just like for those of you that are used to working with WordPress, you're able to insert images and video and do a lot of things that is really going to be beneficial. Very interesting. Wonder why that SoundCloud account is down. Very interesting. Oh wait, no, here it comes. Okay, awesome. All right. Let's go up here to log in. So this is, of course, something that you should be doing. As you can see from what I was just sort of scrolling down the page here, with a blog, you can really write about any and everything that you want to write about. And that's the first part. However, of course, how do you get traffic? How do you get views? Now that has to do with SEO. That again is more advanced. That's more skills. That's more stuff that you're going to have to commit to learning. And if you're willing to learn it, we will be teaching classes on SEO as well. During TNG classes, we might hint at a couple of things here and there, but really stay tuned. We are going to have some full-blown SEO classes for you, for those of you that really want to learn that skill set. Because again, you really do want to get views. That being said, every time you write a blog, you can now use it as a marketing article or as a marketing piece that you can now post to social media. You can now bring traffic to your blog that way. And again, you can write about anything. So whether it's business or whether it's not even related to business, you can use all of these things to bring traffic to you, to draw interest to you, to what you're writing about, to what you're talking about, to what you're interested in. And of course, whenever you're writing blogs and whatnot, you should always make sure to include what we call calls to action. Ask people to do stuff, ask people to sign up for your list, ask people to join, ask people to look at a presentation, things of that nature. Let's see what's going on here. Could be some server issues, could be my internet. AT&T is acting funny. All right, awesome. Got some comments coming in. I'm going to have to activate some more plugins. And so I think I will save that for the next time. Let's see here. Let's see what's going on. Some of these may be spam here. Let's check out the comments. But yeah, this is a typical normal WordPress dashboard. I have a couple of things I want to show you guys here. For those who are unfamiliar with WordPress, very simple setup. You know, again, very easy to use. This is your home. It's your dashboard. It tells you about a lot of stuff going on in your WordPress. There's an area for you to write up a quick post. Now, personally, I never use Quick Draft. This is something I never do. I'm just telling you because this doesn't allow you to really, you know, drop in video and text and images and whatnot, unless, of course, you've already put it together on an outside source, meaning that you typed it up somewhere else and then you're just copying and pasting it and dropping it in, you know. But then again, still, I wouldn't risk it because I don't know if it's going to render the right way. So I never use Quick Draft. However, it's there. One of the things that is pretty cool about your dashboard is you can drag and drop and move things around if you need to. And also something that's pretty cool about you know, WordPress is that they do allow you to add additional things to the dashboard. So you know, this is just you know, recent activity, and naturally, if you haven't written a blog yet, if you don't have anything going at all, then you know, naturally your dashboard is going to look a little different. Okay. Let's move in. Now, from time to time, you will need to update your WordPress. So there will be a little notification thing, kind of like this little 25 here for the comments. You'll see like 1 or 2 or, you know, 3 updates or whatnot from time to time. Whenever you have an update, you guys make sure you update your WordPress. You know, that's very important to do. Now, again, there's nothing that's going to pop up there, even though I clicked on the updates. Just want to kind of show you that, you know, you are going to break it by clicking on stuff. You know, as long as you're clicking on stuff over here, of course. Let's go ahead and stop that because there's nothing to update, so there's no reason to go there. Okay. Post. This is where you go to naturally to write posts. Now, what you noticed is when you hold your mouse over here, or you know, that these categories here kind of popped out to the right, so you can kind of go directly to one of the categories, or you can actually click on post and it brings you to your main post page. Now, mine's gonna look a little different from many of you. I've added some SEO stuff, right? And this pretty much allows me to gauge whether or not I've written something that is going to potentially get picked up and give me some decent traffic. And I actually just put some of those tools together. So we'll talk more about that, again in some of our upcoming classes. But this is really and truly where you can see everything that you've done so far. You can edit, you can quick edit, you can of course delete stuff from here, and you can view, which actually takes you to your article that you wrote. Okay. Now, one of the things that you'll notice is when you're logged into your blog, you'll have a little additional head bar here, like a top menu that only you can see because you're logged in. Now, if you can kind of think back to when we first got to the page, this bar was not here. Okay. Now it's here now though, because we're logged in. So why I'm pointing it out is, let's say that you're reading your blog and you realize that you made a mistake or you had a typo. When you're logged in, you can go ahead and go right here to edit post, and you can actually edit this post. All right. Now, what you'll also notice, depending on your layout, you should also have an edit post option within the article somewhere. On this layout, the edit this post is up here at the top. And again, this only shows up when you're logged in, okay? Because you're the administrator of your account or whatnot. And it's pretty awesome that we get to use a tool like this. WordPress is a powerful tool when you know what you're doing. Like anything, like any tool, a hammer is a powerful tool if you know how to use a hammer, right? Even a screwdriver can be a powerful tool if you know how to use a screwdriver. If you don't know how to use a hammer, if you don't know how to use a screwdriver, it doesn't matter how awesome of a tool those are. And it's the same thing with WordPress. When you understand what's really going on here, now again, this plugin here does some awesome stuff, and make sure that you're working with the group if you want to really understand some SEO. We are going to be teaching you that through the 1MLM system and some things that we're going to be offering to people who are on the $10 level, right? The $10 level. Also, let's go back here. Well, what you want to understand is when you're logged in, you can also create a new post. You also get a drop down here where you can create additional things like a new page, new links which will show up here on the side depending on if you got a link roll. Mine is right here. This is all my links that I want people to be able to go to link out to. Let's see here. Media, if you want to add pictures, video, various things. So, you guys, it's a very simple to use platform. When you hold your mouse over my GDI blog, which would be, your name, that's what I called mine. You can call yours whatever. In fact, let's show you how to change that here in just a moment. But I just want to show you that you do get a little drop down. So it kind of makes it easy for you to go directly to stuff. Let's go back to our dashboard. I want to go here to settings so that when you're setting up your GDI blog, you'll understand what I'm talking about here. Now, the site title, my GDI blog, okay? And a little tagline, right? This is the WordPress URL. Generally speaking, you won't have to do any of this. This will already be set up. Some of you just saw an email that you can reach me at. Feel free to shoot me one there. Membership. You can set it up so that anyone can register with your blog, which means that people can sign up, and depending on what you're doing, here's a new user default role. You have a subscriber. You can also have contributors, and other people can create accounts and they can blog on your blog. Okay, some of you guys are going to get some exciting value from that little tidbit of information there. All right, you also can set your time zone, and it's hilarious because I actually didn't set mine. Let's I believe, let's see here, -7, don't quote me there. Pretty sure it's -7. Let's be on the safe side. Let's see what's out there. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Stuck to knowing where I'm at. Just, quick browse. Yeah, pretty sure it's 7. So yeah, this helps with when you're posting stuff, so they'll know what time zone you're in. So if you're posting something at 9 o'clock on the West Coast, if your time zone isn't set right, then it will reflect as midnight, okay, rather than 9 o'clock, and it'll be on a day forward. So anyway, let's go ahead and save the changes there. But yeah, these are all things that you can look through and set up and change yourself. Just waiting for it to accept that change, and we're going to move on. We're going to take a quick look at a few more settings that I think you need to have. Yeah, I do apologize for the wait. Could be something going on with AT&T here. I'm telling you, it's ridiculous. We're definitely thinking about other internet providers as I'm creating this video right now. Okay, I'm going to go back and save that later. All right, let's go over the writing. All right, so once again, there are some things that you can do here. All right, you feel free to read this stuff. Default post categories. So when you're posting something, you can actually set it to where it will, by default, go into either an uncategorized or whatever categories you have set up. Now, we haven't talked about setting up categories. I may save that for our next session. So just sort of stay tuned for that. We'll go into how to actually set up categories and even do a lot more with setting up your blog. Default post format, which means that when you're creating a post, there's all types of options that you have there. Also, there's a default link category, which means that when you create a link, where is it going to go into? And so that's that there. Now, if you want to actually post to your blog from email, you can do that as well. This is where you would set most of that up. Lastly is ping services, and this is something that I was actually saving for these classes. I'm going to be adding some more ping services in here, and really going to start picking up the traffic coming to my GDI blog, and we'll save that also for the next class, the next session as well. Let's go ahead and save these changes, and hopefully that one won't take forever. Yeah, that was pretty fast. Let's go to reading. Okay. Now, this is also an option. If I were to select summary rather than the whole text on the front page, it would be like shortened down. You can control how many posts show up. You can also control, a lot of things. You can discourage search engines from indexing your site. I do not recommend this. This is bad, if you're trying to get rankings, if you want SEO to come to you, or if you want traffic to come to you. Let's look at discussion. Okay, this is really about comments and who can comment, and you can decide all of the settings that you want for that. Make sure you read through this stuff. Okay, take the time to set this stuff up. This is going to be really good for you. All right. A lot of these are already default settings for you, by the way. Okay, let's look at media. Okay. Once again, this has a lot of default settings, and I recommend, of course, that you leave it here. Now, if you want to do a little more, if you want to, you know, create an additional, you know, URL here, I recommend that you research this stuff first, that you know what you're doing before you do it. If you don't know what you're doing here, then don't do anything with it. But this is the last most important setting that I do want to show you guys, is the permalinks. Now, the default setting is right here, you guys. Okay, it's going to be creating like a P equals 1, 2, 3. Now, this is actually not what you want. You want to change this setting to post name. Okay, this way, when you're writing a post, it is going to create a link that includes the title of your post in the link. That's important, especially for SEO stuff. Again, that's something that we'll go more into in our SEO classes. So with that, you guys, stay tuned for more on the next class. We're going to get more into categories, which is up here with the posts, where we're going to talk more about tags and why these are important. We're also going to, where we were, I think it was right here, writing. We're going to update the ping services. Okay, there are several other ping services. This is a good one. It's sort of the, again, the default. But again, there are tons. And what's pretty awesome is there's actually a link directly in the back office that takes you to a page where you can look at some more information on, ping services. And here go several that you can actually drop and add in simply by copying. In fact, we'll knock this lesson out now. Let's go back and pasting. Okay. And now what happens is every single time you publish something brand new, your WordPress is now going to let all these services know about your post. Okay. So hope you guys enjoyed TNG classes. I hope you got a good nugget there at the end. I hope, that, let me see. We go back to the home page here. I hope all the stuff made sense. If anything did not make sense, be sure to ask questions. Leave them in the comments, and we'll make sure to cover those in the next session, and or in future sessions. Also, of course, we'll probably answer some of those questions right on the page. So don't hesitate if you got any questions or any comments. Leave those below. And as always, I want to thank you for your time. This is Al King, CEO and founder of Top Networkers Group, Chief Educational Officer for the 1MLM system. Looking forward to raising up some more teachers and some more instructors very soon and rolling them out to help more and more people, with our goal of helping more people make more money in MLM. Thanks for watching, you guys. See you at the top.